Hi everybody, my name is Chris from Pastel Pro, and this is your flower education series on weddings. Sorry, I have a checklist of stuff I need to cover, and you may see the mascot in the background. Right. Anyway, if you don't see how well. Okay. So first things first, weddings, right? Everybody loves getting married these days. Props to you. It isn't for me. Maybe in the future we'll see about that. That's true. Okay, anyway. Okay, so first things first, when a bride reaches out to us for a wedding, much like other florists, floral designers, first thing we ask is when is the wedding? Reason being is one, we have to check to make sure we have availability. Sometimes, some weekends, we have a lot of weddings. A lot of florists is a one-man show, so you need to be able to know how much you can push out without sacrificing your quality, without sacrificing your mental health, your sleep, all these different things. There's a lot of factors going into it. Some stores can gauge 5 good sized weddings, some can gauge with 10 simple weddings where it's just a bridal bouquet and a boutonniere, things like that, right? So it really varies. Also, in terms why we ask that as well is because peak seasons come into play. So peak season, when I say peak seasons, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, those are popular times to get married as well. However, given the amount of work that is already for our peak season, we have to know if we are able to cater for a wedding. Sorry, I didn't realize I was slaughtering. Cater for a wedding without sacrificing the quality of work on the wedding side and without sacrificing the quality of work on the retail side of it, because the retail is a lot, right? Here with me, I always advise on a consultation, whether it's just a bouquet, whether it's big wedding, small wedding, is just whatever it is. I always advise on consultation. Why? Because you can find a picture on Pinterest. You can find a picture of past bridal look that I have done. Send it to me and say, Chris, I want you to do this for my wedding. Okay, cool, no problem. So I do it, but the picture that you sent me could, for instance, be a $2,000 bouquet, and that's not in your budget. Your budget is $1,000. My apologies. I'm in the studio, so this is how close it is to the room. Yeah, so your budget is $1,000. So the reason why I advise on consultation is that so we could have a discussion for you to get a feel for the kind of person I am, for me to get a feel for the kind of person you are. So if we can work well together, for you to know if you trust me enough to bring your vision to life within your budget, and furthermore, to make sure you get value for your money for your budget. So that same bouquet you saw for $2,000, I'll be able to recommend what we can do to give you that look for your $1,000 budget. You understand? That's why I advise on a consultation. Things like colors and things like that. Some colors are really hard to get, especially now. And then certain colors throw your budget out of proportion. For instance, blue roses. It's 3, sometimes 4 times the price of regular roses. And sometimes a bride's budget doesn't cater for that. So we have to find different ways we can incorporate that color into the bridal bouquet. But again, that's something we need to do a consultation for. Our consultations are free, and since COVID, we've started doing it virtually. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Chris' schedule a consult, he's missed it. It's not that Chris' schedule a consult and he's missed it. It's that. So what I started doing is I try to schedule all my consults on one day. Some consults take a little bit longer than others. Some consults need a follow-up. But there's so many consults that happen. And to be honest, so I've only recently started taking notes, proper notes of, okay, I have a consult here, I have a consult here, I have a consult here, I have a consult here. Before I would just off the head, oh yeah, I have a consult there, 3. Also, I would have missed some consults within the past 2 to 3 weeks. Reason being, I was recovering from COVID. And then from COVID, my COVID recovery, sorry, we went straight into the Mother's Day rush. So, and it is taking me a little bit longer to get back into the hang of things. Like, majority of my days I just spend trying to like catch myself now. Yeah, but really and truly, that's my advice on a consultation. They're free, they're virtual. Um, and I try to encourage brides, and I'm encouraging you now if you're watching this, reach out to us at least 3 weeks before the wedding. Anything less than that, it's going to be really hard for us to get any specialty items in. At least 2 months prior is ideal, but if you can't, then we'll make it work. But at least 2 to 3 weeks before the wedding. The week of the wedding, if you engage us, it's hard to guarantee things like color, flower type, flower preference. If you want peonies, things like that. We try to put things in place. All right. So next thing, sorry, the hair is long and the braid's going this way. Okay, so the next thing that I want to cover is a lot of brides would send us pictures of past work. So I don't like to take pictures of my own bridal work because I find it looks very amateurish. I usually like to wait until the bride sends me the professional photo. To me, it wows me, and I wanted to wow you as well. So that's why I wait. So a lot of potential brides would send me pictures that I have posted of past bridal work and want us to recreate. Or they'll just send it to us and ask, what's the price of this? And I always say it's approximately, and I'll give a range, let's say between 1,200 to 1,600 or 1,000 to 1,400, something like that. I always get a range now because the price of the flowers then has steadily been increasing. So the bouquet I did for 800 6 months ago, I'm not going to be able to recreate the exact bouquet for 600. So sorry, for $800. No, it's going to be a little bit less. It's going to have different flowers. All these things need to be taken into consideration, right? And this is something that happens. Some potential brides like us, like our work, or would be regular customers, and then screenshots pictures from other local floral designers and ask us to recreate it. I'm sorry, I can't do that, and there's no hard feelings whatsoever if you choose or think about using a different florist for your bridal flowers because you like that other florist bridal style as opposed to mine. No problem at all. Everybody likes something different. You shop around. It's what you want for your big day. I have no problem with that. And at the end of the day, I will wish you the best and the congratulations. And I always say this to everybody, the pie is big enough for everyone. So it's whatever you need and whatever you want for your big day. Once you get what you want, I cool. Whether it's true Petal Pro or true otherwise. Okay? So that's why sending a picture to us just have asking us for a price is always going to give you a range. And that range is sometimes hard to work with because, so you may send a picture, ask me what's the price, I tell you a range, and that range is outside of your budget and you go elsewhere. However, if you say, hey, I like a consultation, these are the pictures of bouquets that I've liked, I like this style, I like this organic feel or whatever it is, fine, we could do a consultation. We could talk and figure out your budget and find a way to make it happen, to bring your vision to reality within your budget again. Regarding the pictures, I would have been screenshot from other local floral designers. So I'm not going to recreate that look. Point blank, I'm sorry. And I'm saying it, I keep saying it, and I will continue saying it. I respect every other artist in this industry. I respect the time that goes into it, the effort that goes into it. I think we all bring different things to the table. And so I'm not going to recreate another artist's work to take away from them, from the perfecting their craft. Right? That being said, I can use the same elements. So let's say the bouquet is white roses, peonies, and tulips, all white. I am not going to do it to be All About Flowers does it. I'll use the same elements and I will do my style, right? I'm not going to do it the same way Floral Couture by Nikki does it. Again, same elements, my style. I may use different greens. I may use more tulips and less peonies, and all these different things. I might put wax flower in between. May not put any flowers at all. So it really varies. But again, each florist style is different. And for a wedding, I encourage you, do your research. Find the florist whose style fits you, that you like the most, and who can work within your budget to give you value for money. Because any of my past brides can tell you this. When we sit on our consultation, I have more often than not, 99% of the time I have said, you had to live after your wedding, right? So just remember that. And it's not to say I don't want you to spend your money, but you have to be practical about it. These are fresh flowers. While I do want you to be extravagant and things like that, you have to be realistic about things. I like to be upfront and honest with my clients, especially my brides, because I treat every wedding as if it were my own, or if it were my brother or my sister or my cousin or my niece getting married. That's how I treat it. Really and truly. Right? How to reach out to us to schedule a consultation? Call me. Say, Chris, I want to schedule a consult. Alright, cool. Okay, well, if you call me and I don't get through, then send a WhatsApp. And we can take it from there. There's the bridal inquiry form on the website, thepatalpro.studio. Fill out that form, put as much info as you can. That form actually captures a lot of the information we will need to cover in the consultation as well, so that makes both your life and my life easier. If you can't do that, send me a WhatsApp, send me an email, chris@thepatalpro.studio. And WhatsApp number is 718-2733. 718-2733. Right? And when you're reaching out to us, include as much info as possible. So what's your wedding dates? What's your color scheme? What's your budget? Things like that. Now, reason being, your color scheme and your wedding date affect your budget. So if your color scheme is a little bit different, when I say different, let's say you're going blue, burgundy, ivory, and pops of rose gold. Rose gold floral spray to give you the accents. It has gone up. Blue roses are twice to 3 times the price of regular roses. The burgundy roses are fine, but you have to cater for these things. And then if it's Valentine's Day, the price of red roses, burgundy roses is through the roof. Christmas, red and white, through the roof. So we have to cater for all of these things. So that's why we ask. All these things affect the price that we are paying for the raw goods, and so it will ultimately affect what you are getting in your bridal package, right? As I mentioned, package, we don't do packages. I'm sorry, I don't do packages. Reason being, every wedding is different. Some weddings just want a small bouquet and a boutonniere. Some weddings just want a bouquet. Some weddings, the bride doesn't even want a bouquet. She wants just a risk of that, they're just going to sign, and then for the reception they will do the big elaborate thing. Others, they have just a maid of honor. Others, they have 8-9 bridesmaids. Others, they have 2 bridesmaids, 2 junior bridesmaids. So each wedding is different, so I cannot develop a package for that, right? I can't tell you starting prices and what we usually do for certain things. So yeah, I can give you that kind of info, but to say we're doing a package, no. But yeah, your color scheme and your date, your wedding date, affects pricing. Pricing is a big part of things, especially now where we've been seeing the steady increase in flowers. The flower shortage, it's, from my perspective, it's getting a little bit better. It is a lot more logistics and handling, but the pricing is what's going up. So it's like you win one, you lose one, you take 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. But we will figure it out. We're getting there. I have hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel somewhere for this. right? Um, that being said, sorry, excuse me. That being said, your wedding dates will also affect things like availability. So if you want peonies, for instance, peonies not always in season. Yes, we can get it from other countries, but sometimes the quality is an issue. Tulips as well, things like iris, sometimes orchids. If it's just after big seasons, the fans kind of catching themselves. So you have to wait until they catch back themselves, which is like a week or two after. This is the almost the end of May, and the farms now catch back themselves since Mother's Day. So you have to kind of like feel it out, kind of thing. Um, for Christmas as well. So Christmas has become uh, like a Valentine's Mother's Day experience. So there's a limit to the amount of weddings that I can do, which is why I encourage December brides to book early so we know how we're moving, right? So in the process now of booking us for your wedding, so you reach out to us, we do a consultation, free virtual consultation, takes about an hour. After the consultation, I will sit and I'll prepare a quote for you. Excuse me, sir. I'll email that quote to you. Once you take a look at the quote, read through everything, because the quote is very, very comprehensive. It includes things like changes, additions, our refund policy, liability, exclusivity, what we are responsible for, what you are responsible for, cancellations, additions, logistics, everything. Right? In terms of so once you're okay with that, you have to sign that quote. And signing that quote changes that quote into our contract, because I also signed the quote. So that's our contract between you and me. That contract includes all your reference photos, all your color scheme, everything you ever sent me, and what you like and what you don't like, etc. It's all in there. That contract is what I am going to use to build your wedding order prior to delivery, right? Or pick up or whatever it is. Changes to that now. So how it works is I issue the quote and you have one opportunity to make any changes. Any change after that is when you have to pay a contract adjustment fee, because we have to go back and find the Word document, make those changes, take out, add in, etc. Sometimes it's simple, sometimes it's the bride has changed her entire look, which is fine. These things happen. But changes and additions must come to us at least 3 weeks before the wedding. Beyond that, we cannot change anything. We are locked into the contract. We are locked into the floor orders to our suppliers. That's it. Because the minute you sign your contract, sign your quote to get into our contract, and you make your requisite down payment, that's it. We order our flowers and we're inside. We just wait for flowers to reach. Day before, we do the flowers, set up for delivery or pickup. Right? That being said, we have to talk about something which I hate to do for bridals: substitutions. It happens more often than not that we will order, let's say, a box of pink roses. So the box of pink roses comes here. The label says pink roses. And when we open it, we are looking at a box of yellow roses. It happens. It's just a thing that happens in the industry. You just have to learn how to roll with the punches. And let's say, for instance, nobody else has these pink roses, or the quantity of pink roses that we have. We have to make substitutions. In the contract, we have included a clause that allows us to make minor substitutions without sacrificing your color scheme for flowers of greater or equal value. What that means is, if we don't get the pink roses, but we get pink peonies, we have the right to swap out your pink roses for pink peonies, because the pink roses didn't come up. We do have the pink peonies. quality, volume, everything. Okay? Um, if it's more than that, like a lot more substitutions, let's say, for instance, the silver dollar eucalyptus didn't come, but we managed to get baby blue and we managed to get parifolia and we have a variety of other greenery like Italian ruscus, etc. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Hey, this is the situation. Um, I'll make sure it looks good, but we have to substitute this with this. Are you okay with that? Is he okay with it or not? If not, we omit it completely and we just add in extra flowers, or I'll go through the process with you. But this is not the day of the wedding. This is as soon as the flowers come the week of the wedding, so we still have time to figure out a plan B and plan C. This is also why I advise on doing a consultation with us, because during that consultation we can come up with a plan A, what you really want for your bridal bouquet, a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. So because I can guarantee you now, something is not going to come some way. And that's just how it is. So just to make sure we're okay and you still get the bouquet of your dreams, let's do the consultation. Right? A lot of times now, and I'm seeing a great trend towards this, which I think works really well. Because I need a bridal bouquet. My color scheme is lilac and ivory. Just do whatever. Okay, cool. So that gives me now the purview to use whatever blooms I see fit, within reason, to give you the bouquet of your dreams. Different flowers and different shades of lilac and ivory, gives you a really nice contrast, etc. Really nice, really, really nice bouquet. Alright? So as we're on this topic of bouquets now, hold on a second. Anyway, as we're on the topic of bouquets now, the style of bouquet affects your price. Reason being, technique, the amount of flowers, not just the amount of flowers, the amount of greenery sometimes. Take for instance a cascading bouquet versus a regular round bouquet, a pom-pom style. It's not garden style, it's a pom-pom style. The pom-pom style, you have all your flowers here together, you have your basic greens around it, put your flowers in. Then you have your cascading style, where you basically have different types of greenery forming your nest, different layers to add your contrast and your texture, and then you have your flowers in between that as well. To form that base alone is a lot more money than that alone is probably twice the price of your regular bouquet, because of the amount of greens that you have to use. That's why your style of bouquet affects the price point, the final price point. And that style bouquet also takes different types of greenery to give it the texture and volume that you're looking for. Right? I touched on colors earlier, I touched on data as well. But just reiterating. So if you have a wedding, Mother's Day weekend, you are going to pay double the price than you would have paid if your wedding was the first week in June. Right? Simply because flower prices go up for peak seasons. This is how the farms make their money. This is how the airlines make their money. So this is how some florists make their money. Right? Right. Next thing, and this is a big thing that I have started implementing. I actually noticed one other florist who does this, and I didn't understand why until recently. Shout out to Flower Bar by Amanda Drew, by the way. We do not recreate the past work of our own brides. So let's say we had a bride wanted a cascading bouquet, fine, but that was her cascading bouquet. You want a cascading bouquet? Sure, you'll get your cascading bouquet, but it's not going to be exactly the same as his. It's going to have different elements. Her bouquet would have been tailored to her and her style, her preference. Your bouquet will be a little bit different, right? Each bouquet is in itself a work of art flowers don't always come the same, so each flower is different, no matter what. It could be the same. They can order a white rose. 25 white roses comes in a pack, and each of those 25 white roses are a different rose. The stem is different. The petal count is different. How they open, when they open, totally different. Right? That being said, each one is a work of art. Let each of these bouquets be tailored to you. So, Crystal's bouquet is going to be different from Melissa's bouquet, things like that. Right? Now, this brings me to the final thinking ordering flowers for the wedding. As soon as you make that down payment to us, we put in a flower order. It so happens sometimes that things don't come. So you have most 9 times out of 10 we end up getting everything that we did say we're gonna get in the contract for the bridal bouquet. Most whenever you get a call from me, it's because we really had exhausted every option and we didn't get anything. Right? But it happens. Unfortunately, it's part of the floral industry for now. I hope that it gets better soon. I know I am putting things in place for it to become something that is avoidable and to make sure my brides don't ever have to go through that. As it is right now, we're trying our best. This is how it is. Flowers come in. So if your wedding is the Saturday, flowers will come in. So let's say your wedding is this Saturday, flowers will start to come in for your wedding Tuesday, Wednesday. Occasionally it comes in Wednesday, Thursday. But most times Tuesday, Wednesday. And if we really run down to the wire, sometimes the Friday, Saturday morning, we collect the flowers to rush home to build it to get it out to you. Right? So it's all these different things that you have to look at and cater for when you're doing a wedding. I've also implemented that once you collect your flowers, inspect it. Look at everything. Take it in, make sure it's what you want, what you like, all of this. And you have to sign first here. Now, there is an issue that I would like to address. And I really say this for the brides who are bombarded by family sometimes. So, for instance, some brides will send us pictures, and we could get the exact roses in the pictures. For like the pink Mondial roses. One bride in particular loved the roses because of the antique. It's an antique pink. What an antique pink rose means is that the edges have a natural brown hue. Natural brown. It's not even brown, it's like a tan, like a pampas grass color. But it's an antique rose. So once it opens, you get that antique aged look about it. Absolutely gorgeous. Older folks in bride's family, if they're not, and it's not really they nitpicking and find that you send old flowers to them, it's really that they don't know. Remember, there's a generational gap, and I see it firsthand, especially with my clients. My older clients would prefer the more, even now, they prefer the more traditional pieces with a lot more baby's breath and things like that. Regular triangle style pieces and full bouquets with carnations and things like that. I'm trying to modernize the flowers. That's what I do. I kind of get fed up with saying the same thing over and over. Like, I have this battle with my grandmother as well. She's like, why do you want to do the triangle? Like, well, no. It just no. But yeah, and it's not that they're nitpicking, it's really that they don't know. So, I'm really saying this for those brides. If you know that your family's a little bit overbearing and they're going to make an issue about certain things, let me know. In the consult, let me know. Let's talk freely as two friends and let me know and we could work around. So I could swap out your pink Mondial roses for a very close rose without that edge to make your life easier. Because I have seen it happen where the bride saw it loved it, like was ecstatic. Oh my god, you get exactly what I wanted. Exactly. And about half an hour after all the aunties and the grannies, everybody saw it. They're like, the flowers are old, they're dying. So, she sent it back or whatever. So I had to take my time, take it apart, pluck out as much as I can, which eventually turned your roses smaller. Um, and it was a semi-guard stance. You had flowers ejecting out, all that was removed. So basically get a traditional round pom-pom style bouquet. Now, I know when I delivered it back, when it was delivered back to her, she just said, yeah, nice, totally different reaction. So really and truly, I'm saying this for my brides, don't let your family get into your head. If you have a vision of what you want for your wedding day, go with your vision. You be happy. This is your day for you to feel and look like a princess and get exactly what you want. It's supposed to be the smoothest day ever. Everything in place. The day is sharing the love of your life. Happily ever after, all that. Just go with that. Then the aunties and them don't get married. Like, but take my advice. And if it is something that you cannot avoid and you think it's going to be an issue for the rest of your family, then if you want, we can do two things. Let me know, we can substitute to make sure it's things that they will be okay with, or invite them to the consultation. We could do it like that. The consultations are usually virtual. If it is you feel like you want to do an in-person consultation and bring everybody, no problem. Same thing again. Send me an email. We'll work out a date and a time. You can come here to the studio. We'll work it out. So no worries about it. Right? So that is basically my flower education and weddings. Yeah, that's about it. If I have forgotten anything, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to answer any of them. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Sorry, I just scrolled through to make sure I have everything because I was scrambling scrambling to write this all down while I was watching the Johnny Depp trial. So I was just making sure it's covered. Cool. So thank you for viewing. I will be doing another flower end soon. I actually have one to do so this is weddings. I have one to do on funerals, and we're gonna do one on events as well. Right? So stay tuned for those. Yeah. Let me know what you're thinking. Comments below. You can even, if you don't wanna comment, email me, WhatsApp, anything. Okay. Thanks. Bye.